Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of our podcast. I'm Gail, and this is Alissa, who is joining me today and going to interview me on the feminine state and all things for us ladies. So, Alissa is actually our Infinite Method Sydney partner, and she's also somebody who has jumped in, she's learned, she's grown, she's played with these methods and the feminine state and with her partner in her relationship for her life. And I asked her, I said, well, what would be really great is like you've just immersed yourself in all things feminine state, not just, but like over a process. So I asked her to actually interview me today and ask so that you guys can get a real sense of what it actually means to drop in, to connect in with the feminine state, to go to your essence and your power as a woman. And, oftentimes it gets bastardized and it gets muddled and confused, and people think it's a less than state instead of actually getting the greatness and the power and the beauty and the strength and something different that you actually bring to the party as a woman in your feminine state. So before I jump down a rabbit hole, which I can totally do, and everyone always knows that part about me, before I jump down a rabbit hole, I am going to hand over to Alissa, who's going to jump straight in. She's going to ask questions and we're going to flow along the way. None of this has been scripted. She's put down some questions because she knew she wanted to ask me things. Other than that, we're just going to roll and flow as we do in our podcasts. So, Alissa.
Hi, thanks for having me on. I'm really excited to be here and ask bunch of questions that people have asked me and some that I've come up with myself. So I guess let's just jump straight in.
Sounds good.
I have heard you say a lot that embodying the feminine is to come home to yourself.
Yeah.
Can you explain that for us all?
I think what happens for us human beings, this is not just women in particular, but for us as human beings, is, we're born into this world, we're whole, perfect, and complete, and then life happens. And stuff, we all have our version of stuff, our stories, our history, whatever age you are in life, right? You started and you're at where you are now. So much stuff has happened, and it feels like a chipping away of who you really are. And part of something that gets lost along the way, especially for women, is their feminine state and who they are at an essence. And the coming home to who you are for me really is about the parts that have all been chipped away. It's bringing all those pieces back and allowing you to come back into the essence of who you truly are at a core. With your shadow self aside, with your ego aside, with all the hurts, the pains, the traumas, the life that has happened for you, the coming home really is about coming home to who you are and the greatness and the beauty of that. So for a woman especially, it's the feeling of coming home and like, I can breathe. I can feel me again. I'm not
Like
lost in all the noise. And
like
feel
that
free to
rest
jump in, by the way, and
state,
take it from me as well.
yeah, the deep rest state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is me, right? This is who I am. This is me at a core. This is me unfiltered, unedited, um, with all the stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the dark, the light, the shadow, the messy, the chaotic, the crazy, like all those sides. This is me. This is me, the whole me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, leads to my next question. What does being in your feminine state look like, sound like, feel like, on the practical level? And I think you touched on it a bit there with it's the everything. It's the messy. It's the all encompassing of who you are at your essence.
Yeah. And I think the biggest takeaway for us as women is like the importance is to get that the feminine essence and the feminine state is not a doing, it's a being. And the first telltale sign is like, am I in my body? Am I breathing? And not all day, every day breathing, like you breathe. I know you live, of course, if you're alive, you're breathing, but I mean, like, am I actually breathing into my body? Can I feel what's going on in this big, beautiful being that I am? Like, am I cut off at the throat? Am I choking it down? Am I holding it all together? Am I tight and rigid? Or am I actually like feeling who I am and what's going on, like all the feels? And And then from there, it really is the experiential side of the feminine state, and you have to practice it. It's not as much as, it was there when we were born, and you watch it, like if you watch 4 and 5 year old little boys and little girls, you watch the essence of the feminine state and the masculine. The little girl falls down, the boy comes in to her rescue and picks her up and takes care of her, and she feels safe and gotten. Right, like you can observe that, and
Yep.
I invite you to observe that. Like watch little kids in their natural essence before all the stuff starts happening. And I've seen it, I've watched, I've observed it, and that's a beautiful thing. And so it's coming back to that essence and that feeling of I'm safe, I'm taken care of, I'm enough. I can share myself, I can be vulnerable, I can fully open myself up without any protection guarding me from another human being, and especially like in your intimate relationship, guarding me from my partner.
So you touched there on being gotten. What
Mm.
does it look like for someone who isn't in a relationship? Is that part really important, or can you be in your feminine essence without
Being in a
that?
relationship? Well, you don't need to be in a relationship to be in your feminine state. In fact, first and foremost, you want your feminine state before a relationship shows up. Now, if you're already in a relationship, don't freak out. You can still like grasp your feminine state and fully grow and emerge and blossom into that. But the feminine state, first and foremost, is for you. It's not for anybody else. And getting gotten, the first part of that is, do you get you? Do you allow space for you? Can you feel you? Do you trust that, like, my feelings matter? I matter. I'm enough. Like, so the getting gotten, like, how I feel, how I show up, no matter how it is. Of course, there's the other side of it. You've got to be responsible for how you show up as well. But first and foremost, do you get you? And have you looked at you from all angles and all
Mm.
sides? And have you fallen in love with every aspect of who you are and who you're not? And that's the bigger than your partner getting you is you getting you. Because it's virtually impossible for your partner to get you if you don't get you. If you don't understand some of your crazy, like out there, like shit that you do, like your partner's never gonna get it. So you've got to understand you and your body. Sorry, go ahead.
No. So for someone who doesn't yet understand themselves, what would
Mm.
you recommend they do?
First and foremost is start breathing into your body. Breath, as simple as it sounds, it is the first principle that we teach inside Fun, Fabulous Flowing in the Feminine. And it's just breathe inside this beautiful orifice that is your body and go like, who am I? Like, what's going on for me? Am I okay? Yeah. And it's not about getting an answer or knowing how to fix, solve, evolve, understand, get it all. It's just take a minute and pause. Breathe into your body. How am I feeling right now? Am I okay? Is there anything I need right now? And there doesn't need to be an answer or a solution. Some of the most powerful breakthroughs that I've had personally for myself are in the not knowing, just trusting that whatever's just moved out of the way or allowed flowed through my space, like rolled my shoulders back and something shifted and moved. I've opened myself up, like whatever it might be, is in the not knowing or not needing a solution. Like, oh, this happened because of that, and this happened because that's all like very structurally organized. It's great if you have the insight. Don't get me wrong. If you know,
Yes,
shit, this
absolutely.
happened, that this is going on, like I'm moving through all this, perfect. But it's not required to be able to move back home into who you truly are.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm definitely finding that doing the feminine flow morning ritual,
yeah,
um, you know, actually doing just the movements, seeing what shows up, no judging, no fixing, just
yeah.
being with what is and being okay with that. That's definitely very powerful.
And it's definitely an evolution. Like if I look from day one when I first started the morning ritual, and you
Mm.
answer this one 2 seconds so that like women can see it's not just me. From day one when I started implementing the 10-minute morning ritual to now, the evolution of who I've become, even in that 10-minute pocket. never mind all the outside factors, like as a wife, as a business owner, as a, you know, all of the things, as a mom, like all of those things. But inside that 10-minute pocket, like this morning when I was doing the feminine flow, a new version of me emerged, a new level of letting go happened. Especially in the 4-minute pocket, which you know, and if you haven't downloaded it, guys, download it. We'll put a link in here for you to be able to download it. So it's super
Definitely.
simple and easy. Yeah. But in that 4-minute feminine flow, like today, there was a whole new level of release and letting go. And I closed my
Mm,
eyes today too to become really tuned in and present to me, and just allowed the, I
mm.
guess it was the morph and the of all the, I think there's about 6 different movements that you can do inside of that, but allowing the morph of all of those to kind of like blend and move and flow. And it really felt like a let go and a new level of immersion. So the evolution for myself has been massive. So, and for you, like, what have you noticed, like from the day you started to now? Like, what has it been like for you, Alyssa? Because I think that's important to hear that way as well.
I think I'm up to about 2 weeks,
Mm,
maybe three, of doing it, and definitely being able to just show up for myself for one,
mm.
say I'm doing this for me for no other reason than I just have committed to doing
But I
something for
can.
myself.
I can, right?
Um, yeah, I can, and then just setting the timer and not paying attention to it and letting
Mm.
that be, what keeps me on, contained in the 10 minutes,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
so that I don't have to watch the clock. I don't have to be controlling. I don't have to um, do anything but just be in that space.
Yeah.
Um, but then personally, like, I'm here doing this podcast with you. 2 weeks ago, I would not have done that. So
In fact, how long ago was it I
it's
asked you to do the podcast? Because that's really interesting, right? Just to look at it, it was probably a month, maybe 6 weeks ago we talked about it. And so that,
yeah,
like, so that
probably.
you guys can all see Alyssa's growth, like in putting something in place for her, like, okay, I can do this. Like I can show up and I can be here, has like compounded. And she's gone, yeah, like she was chasing me this
Yeah,
morning. Okay, let's do it today. Like today's a good day, right? Like that's where
yeah.
she's evolved to. And I think it's important to point that out.
Yeah, that's it's still blowing my mind that that's where I'm at
Yeah.
today
Yeah.
after doing this. Um, it's just
It's what's possible.
it's what's possible. You're right,
Yeah.
and just the new level of confidence that I can
Mm.
have, just being okay in my own skin, being
Yeah.
okay to be, you know, on a podcast that's watched by who knows how many people.
Well, and I think one of the things that you'd shared as well in doing the morning ritual was on the day that you go to work, right? Normally you said
Oh
it was like a
yeah,
rush factor, like gotta get out the door, da, da, da,
yeah,
da, like, the mayhem, which all of us know, we've all experienced that. Like, shit, get out the door, get
absolutely.
the kids, everything sorted. And you procrastinated, I
And,
think you said, for 20 minutes doing it.
on a normal day, I'd often procrastinate, but on the work day, I was like, no, I'll have my shower, and then if I do, things quickly, I'll squeeze it in.
Yeah.
And I fit it in, and I was like, wow, that 10 minutes went quick, and I've still got all the time that I normally take to do the rest of the things that I need to do before I get out the door.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's 10 minutes.
So, and it's not a small
And
point here, guys, to get Alyssa actually, if I break that down by doing the 10 minutes, which seemed like it was going to take something out of her already busy morning, actually gave her back something and gave her more time, which we all know time is fixed, right? But the essence of who she got to be because of taking the 10 minutes was she felt like
mm,
she had more time, and it wasn't that like, whoa, let's get out the door. It was like, okay, I've got all the things done that I would normally get done. And bonus, star for Alyssa, I did 10 minutes for me. I did my morning ritual. I took care of me. I allowed myself to be and come back home. Yeah.
and the days where, it doesn't actually happen at the start of my day,
Mm.
letting go of that and going, okay, it's now 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's now time to do it. I'm
Yeah.
creating time here, and now I'm going to just start my day from here.
Exactly. And I think that's an
You know,
important one because not
yes.
always does your morning look like get up. Like, I mean, I normally prepare my tea because I can't drink tea hot. So I normally make my tea, or Russell's made my tea, which he's been doing, which is lovely. Extra little bonus in the morning, right? I think it's a
Cards to
product
Russell.
of more feminine flow, right? He's gone like, "Ooh, I can do this for
Yes.
her because I'm making my tea anyways," right? It's opened up a space for him to show up differently. But that would be a normal morning where I'd get up, make my tea, do my 10 minutes, then come out and start my day. But again, that doesn't always happen today. For example, was not one of those mornings. And it was like, okay, I'm going to do my 10 minutes at the point in time that I realize, hey, I haven't actually done my 10 minutes. And then I think the other thing to identify as well, I know for myself, there's been like a couple days where it hasn't happened, or I've consciously made the choice not to do it. I think the day we went to Rome was actually one of those days that I didn't actually do my morning flow because I knew we wanted to get going and all those kind of things. So I was already in like not rushing and like scattered or feeling like off kilter, but I went, okay, I'm gonna wait and I'm not gonna do that this morning. I'm gonna get going and get in the car and go to Rome. Well, knowing the essence and the principles of what that 10 minutes was when we got to the Colosseum and then we were walking away from there, I stopped and paused and went, hang on a second, I just need to take a minute for me. And I sat and I listened, and I think I shared this on Facebook as well. I stopped and listened to this guy who was playing the violin, and it got me. It got my heart. It got me present to my mom, which if you talk about morning flow, feminine flow ritual, right? You become present to other women in your life. And she was the one that was present for me. And just the love and acceptance of her and me, right? Who we are as women. And I think the
Mm,
power of the 10 minutes isn't just about me doing my 10 minutes or you doing your 10 minutes. It's like the collective experience of us of taking that 10 minutes for ourselves, the on-flow and ripple effect has an impact on the women in your life and for you. And I think that's the unspoken that we don't realize the rippling effect that we actually have power and influence and create something for other women, either to show up and start doing it or to realize that even
yes.
in the pause or the thought of doing it is the first step of the transformation.
Mm. You just mentioned there talking about power.
Mm,
People often assume that femininity is weak.
mm.
How do you differentiate between feminine and masculine power?
Masculine power as in a woman trying to assert herself in a masculine state, or masculine as in like a man in his masculine state power, just so I can differentiate, or both. And I can go into all.
Um, let's do both. Why
All right.
not?
Okay.
Let's
So
just start maybe with looking at the feminine power and the woman who's maybe
in her
doing
masculine
power,
state.
but from a man. Yes.
Yeah. So let's start with a woman in her masculine state. You're forcing, you're wanting an outcome, you're rigid, you're like bull at a gate, immovable, like fixed way of being. You're wanting to control the
My
shit
way or
out
the
of things.
highway.
Yeah, like you feel tight in your body. Um, and yeah, it is really my way or the highway, right? It's like
Mm.
I'm gonna make this happen and I'm gonna force it, right? Um, and then feminine power is still having a stake in the ground, like this is what I want to create, this is what I want to do, this is the conversation I'm going to have, whatever the moment might be. Um, but there's a beauty and a flow and an essence and a breathing into your body. And I think metaphorically, if I describe it, and whether you've seen Niagara Falls or not, everybody's seen a waterfall, but Niagara Falls is one of the greatest, like massive falls, right? I love it, right? Being Canadian as well,
So much water. Yeah.
right? So much water. It's such a veracity.
Mm.
It's flowing over the falls. And like, I mean, go do the research as to how much it actually powers, but it's a force to be reckoned with, right? The actual veracity. That's the masculine, like a man masculine state is the veracity, the power, the intensity of the massive part of the falls. It's an energy, right? Now, the feminine state is equally as powerful, but there are trickles and water that go down and through the falls and make their way down and they flow around rocks and they don't just plow through all the movable things. They move around and they flow and think of a woman's body. It's curvaceous, it flows, it wiggles, it jiggles, all the things. we find our way to the bottom, but in a flowing essence, beautiful way. And that's the difference. If I was going to go like masculine man, feminine woman, and the power and the strength, there is great power in being able to like move and morph and flow and allow things to be, than to the flip
Wow,
side of that too is a woman in her masculine state. And ladies, if you don't realize this, this is a really key important thing to get. Long term will take you out. And I mean physiologically take you out. I've tested it. I know like the I ended up in hospital, like all the things, right? Like forcing outcomes. Don't do me. You don't have to learn your feminine state. You don't have to test the shit out of it like I did, which is why I created Fun Fab Flowing in the Feminine. Was I wasn't just going to let myself drop in, which ladies, I would encourage you to just let yourself drop in and learn. But I simplified it so that we can learn, so that we can implement, so that we have this beautiful gift that we can bring to the world, right? And we aren't taking ourselves out. We aren't getting sick. We aren't feeling like, oh, all tense and tight inside, but yet better yet, we can actually breathe and flow and we can move and we can be vulnerable and share ourselves. And that's the strength and the beauty of and the power of the feminine state. And then if I map it onto, say, a boardroom table, right? Like if I go into a meeting with all men,
Yep.
right? And then there's me. If I go into that meeting in a masculine state, I'm bringing nothing new to the table. If I go into a feminine state, into a boardroom, the what I bring to that table is a whole new perspective, a whole new way of being, and a whole other like way of looking at things. And they complement each other. And also your ability to influence, whether it be a boardroom, your partner, people in your life, is far greater in a feminine state than it is if as a woman in a masculine state, or what we've also termed as an immature feminine state. Yeah. You have a question there
That's
because I
all.
know that's a new one. You're like, hang on a second, what? There's a new concept coming. I love it. And it is. It is.
Yeah.
We just reframed and or like restructured and looked at like what the immature masculine, the immature feminine. So that is coming as well. But I mean, feel free to ask questions about that as well. But it's really the growth for us as a woman is to be in a mature feminine state and what that actually looks, feels, and sounds like for us.
So the immature, as in the child state,
Mm.
or is that?
Can be. If
Yep.
you think about the immature feminine, it can be, are you being in a little girl state? It can also encompass
Yep.
mothering, a mothering state with your intimate
Yep.
partner. It can also encompass the feeling of the masculine state, because that is very immature to want to stay in that. That's not the essence of who you want to become. The whole you is your mature, and it doesn't mean you have to be mature in age, right? Like you can learn your
Yes.
mature feminine stage from a young age. So just to differentiate, this doesn't just come with wisdom and growth as we age, but but the essence of it is like you have more wisdom, more power, more growth. You understand where am I going to be most powerful? You know, like if I mother Russell, that's gonna like gross. It's gross. It just doesn't feel, well, one, it probably doesn't feel nice for him. I mean, we'd have to ask him, but like it doesn't feel nice for him, but like
Yes.
from a sexual point of view, like who wants to like be intimate
Who
with
wants
their
to have
mother? Ugh,
sex with your mother? Yeah.
gross, right? Like
Mm.
and then like a little girl, being a little girl, that's not going to work either, because you know
Yep.
there's like a there's the essence of the playful side of self that you want. But still that comes as the mature feminine, right? Like you can still be fun and playful and light and like your childlike essence in a mature feminine state. So just to bring that in as well, because I think it's important, because sometimes people go like, oh, well, then I can't be fun and light and playful and, you know, my spirited self. But
There's going to be a line there somewhere.
yeah, there's still, there's a beauty that comes with bringing that spark and that sparkle back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody actually asked me, does the feminine sparkle look different for everyone? You know, particularly if you're not into fashion or makeup or hair or those kind of things. Surely it's not all just the sparkle isn't external.
It is an
Can you
external.
explain it?
I totally can. So sometimes depending on who I'm working with as well, like when I've worked with different women, sometimes we have to go outside in, meaning it doesn't mean you have to put makeup on or a dress on or a beautiful flowing dress or like a scarf or earrings or whatever it might be. But sometimes that's where we need to start, right? Because it's like if I'm going to have you experience feminine sparkle, which by the way is an inside thing, sometimes we do
Yep.
have to go outside in versus inside out. And sometimes we need to take the essence of who you feel inside and bring her out. So either way is like very powerful. But when I am teaching it, sometimes it's like, okay, well, yeah, put on a dress. Feel what that feels like. Move your hips, dance in your underwear, dance naked. Feel all the, like the unsupported, like take your bra off. Feel what it feels like for yourself to be flowing and free. Um, but equally, feminine sparkle, like I'm not a go and get your nails done, but some women are. They love getting their nails done, and that makes them feel really good. Um, I like getting my eyebrows done and my waxings and stuff. And whether it's visual to everybody or not, like when I get it done, I feel different inside. It's not about what you can see, it's about the feeling inside. When I go and get my hair done, right? And the hairdresser, and then they do the head massage, and you just like melt into that. Like I love that experience. That allows me to get the funniest part is it allows me to get back into my body. So like, I mean, even if you go
Yep.
and have your Brazilian wax done, it's not like I walk out of there and everybody goes like, I can see what you've had done. You can't. But yet I can go from being
The
like,
experience of you in your body.
I
Yeah.
feel good. I feel taken care of. I feel loved by me. It's not about for Russell, for anyone else, but it's for me. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh gosh, don't look in the mirror. I need to have my eyebrows done. Right? Like to the outside world, nobody sees that. But for me, I'm like, the moment I go and have it done, I'm like, I feel alive again. I feel like I've taken care of me. So I guess when it comes to feminine sparkle, it may look different for different people, but the experience of what it brings at a core, that's the key. It's how does it make you feel? How did it make you feel putting on a top tonight to come on the podcast, brushing your hair, preparing yourself, how like whatever that looked like for you, going down to the pool and because I know you said you went down to the pool and you went and had a like a sauna, like that's
Sauna,
part of,
right?
right? That's
Yeah.
part of taking care of you. Like it allows you and your essence to sparkle.
So each woman basically needs to understand what it is for them that brings that feeling, that it's a word
That
I'm
sparkle
searching for.
inside. It's the
The
sparkle.
sparkle inside that brings them alive,
Yeah. And
that brings
in
them back into their body to feel that and know, yes, I'm alive, I'm happy, I'm,
yeah,
all the things. Find your thing, women.
exactly.
Find your thing that brings you
Feminine
alive.
sparkle. And inside Fun Fab, feminine sparkle is one of the principles. And we do like we go through a whole list and try things on that aren't your thing, right? Like
Yep.
go and have your nails done, right? Like if that's not, and you might love it, you might hate it and go like, "Ooh, yeah, that's not my thing." But that's don't like other women might do different things, but it's like have a go, see what it feels like. What does that feel like for you? Can I feel differently if I went and did that? Well, let me just try. Let me see how that like try it on like same as if you were trying on a pair of jeans or you're trying on a jacket. Like, what does this dress look like? Do I feel fabulous when I put it on? Does it accentuate my boobs and cover my curves and flow like perfectly on my tummy? Can I eat a lot at that night because if it covers all the things, it's not like I've got to like oh it's gonna show all the way like everything, right? Like, but do you feel fabulous in it? Does it make you
And if you
sparkle?
don't, find something else.
Right? Exactly. I
Yep.
know. Well, one of the women that did the course, it was the best thing ever. She has in her underwear drawer. It's awesome. In her underwear drawer, she actually has her undies like stacked. So when new clean ones come, they go to the bottom and it just keeps coming up to the top, right? So like, and I've implemented
Yep.
this myself. And if she ever gets to a pair of undies that she doesn't want to put on, she throws them out. Because if I don't want to put them on today, I'm not going to want to put them on tomorrow. So why would I keep them? But so many people keep them. Again, metaphor indicative of what we do in life. We keep things and we hang on to them for what? For a rainy day. And like,
For a period.
but have a period pile that's completely mutually exclusive from the everyday undies, right? Like I do. I have
Yep.
my period
Yep.
undies and I have like that section's all it's in a little pack. I know that I got to
Back
bring
of
it
the
out,
drawers.
right? Like this is the week. Even when I'm traveling, I have a makeup bag that is my period makeup bag. It's all got all my bits and pieces that I need as a woman, which we all need,
Yeah.
right? It's my period bag. And I bring it with me and then I put it away and I don't keep it immersed in all my other undies. So it's a really great metaphor. If you don't want to put it on and you don't feel fabulous, get rid of it or ask yourself, okay, it's just today not the day. And maybe try it on
Yeah.
again and then assess, but don't keep things that
Yeah.
don't make you feel sparkly or make you feel fabulous. Because
That's
who
good
wants to
advice.
feel frumpy and fat and gross? Like, ugh, nobody likes that feeling. And I get it. We all have our own version of fat days, and that doesn't look good on me today, or my hair didn't do my thing, or my makeup was a bit off, or like I don't feel great. So you put on different things.
Or
Cool.
I'm sick, you know.
Yeah, like, but still feel fabulous. Like pajamas.
Yeah.
If you don't feel fabulous putting your pajamas on, that's a problem. Like, you want to feel good in your pajamas and in your clothes, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
feminine sparkle. And it is all the things. It's like you just want to know what works for you, what brings you alive, what lights up your face, all of the things. But we go into detail inside Fun Fab on feminine sparkle and all the essences that it brings, all the different angles.
Which leads me to my last question was what makes fun, fabulous, flowing in the feminine so unique and unmissable? I know we have one coming up really soon,
We
so
do. We do.
why does everyone needs to be on it and not miss it?
Why you don't want to miss this is why would you wait anymore to come home to who you are? And what makes Fun Fab a beautiful experience? A couple of things. One, it's simple, right? It's broken down, and why it's 8 weeks is because week one builds onto week two, and then we roll in week one with week two, and then we build week three. And every week is a roll on, and you get a week in between to practice and play with what you've just learned. So it's not a here, learn all these things, now go and implement. It's implement. It's gosh, that didn't work for me, or this is how I felt, or that felt really hard or really rigid. Like we open up a space in a container because it is a beautiful, intimate container of women, and you're in a space where you get to be seen and heard and loved on and cared for and just be who you are. I've had women, I had a woman actually who gave birth and she showed up to week, I think it was week 7 or 8, and she literally had given birth the day before. And I said, look, I totally get you've just given birth. If today is not the day to show up,
Yeah.
I'll record, make sure that it's recorded for you. Obviously, you want to be on as many calls. She's like, no, I'm good. I've just fed the baby. I said, if you need to get your boobs out, feed the baby, do whatever you do. We're all here. Some of us have been there, some
Yeah.
of us haven't experienced that, but it doesn't really matter. She got on the call and was literally just had given birth the day before and jumped in. It's set up so if it's
Yeah.
nighttime and you want to be in your pajamas, be in your pajamas. Like,
Be comfortable,
come
be
how you
yeah.
are. And
Yes.
when you don't feel like it, because that comes up for ladies as well. It's like, oh, I'm really exhausted. I'm tired. I need to whatever rest is like they show up anyway, and
Mm.
they're more able to like rest or take care of themselves because they've come and like so suck all the energy from everybody else. Feel the love. If you don't have it in
Yeah.
you that day, allow the power and the space of that container to fill you up, to take and love on
Mm.
you. And we need community, and it's a sacred space that we open up with women when we do Fun Fab, because it is a sacred container. And it is in the simplicity and not complicating it all that allows women to gain that experience. And I mean, I have women that are coming to refresh, and it's not because they didn't get it the first time, but they're at a different space in their life. One, she's just got into a relationship, so she's coming to refresh because she wasn't in a great relationship before. She wants to see who she is now, like what's going to emerge next for me, what's the
Yeah.
next layer, whether I understand the principles or not, but like what else am I going to learn and see? So, yeah.
And being together with all the other women, the experience is going to be different every time
Mm.
too, with
Mm.
who shows up and the way that we connect and learn off each other too.
For sure. The different energies, different people, different experiences, different walks of life, different stages and parts of their, like where they're at in their relationship, where they're at in their life, whether they're in a relationship, not in a relationship, all of the things change the dynamic, but the container is the container, and it still is. It's simple, but if you don't learn it, you're missing out on the gift of life of coming home to who you are. And I don't
Mm.
want that. I don't want for women. I don't want it for people and humans in terms of their personal growth, but for women especially, like really understanding and more than understanding, but understanding and feeling and getting
Yeah.
who you are.
Feel.
Yeah. And allowing that to be how you lead in your life. That for me
Mm.
is great power.
Phenomenal. Well, I'm excited about it. I can't wait.
So awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited about it
Yeah.
every single time because it again, I am not removed from it. I grow and learn every single time as well. So, even as the facilitator, as the one who's leading the program, if I were to say like I don't get anything from it, like, oh no, no, I get so much and I keep
Mm.
getting to give. And of course, I've grown and evolved since the first time I delivered it years ago, since I created it years ago, the evolution of me and how it's delivered and evolved. And this is going to be a whole new, not like a whole new version. The container still is the container, but there's been a lot of tweaks and changes this time around. And you'll see in posts that are coming up soon is like you'll see there's been changes that have happened, but that's in the evolution of me. And it's only to be able to bring it to women in a more powerful way. So, and I'm
Yep.
excited for that too.
Yep. So if anyone's interested in coming and joining us for Fun Fab, where do they need to go?
I will pop the details in the bottom of this podcast and then any other platforms you can get a hold of us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. Look us up, follow us, DM us. There's multiple different ways that you can get a hold of us. But yeah, there's always at the bottom of the podcast details. And of course, we'll make the links available. So come follow us, share. And if it's not for you right now, still share with the other women in your life. You don't know who this might actually be for right now. And I think that's the beauty and the power as well. And first and foremost, just go and download the 10-minute ritual, right? Like that's a free resource and tool that you can be using right now. And you don't have to wait for,
Absolutely.
right? You don't have to wait for a program to have that happen. So good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to
Awesome.
add or say?
That, I think that's just it for now. Thank you so much for having me on and answering my questions. And yeah, if anyone has any more questions, drop them in the link below and we'll be happy to answer them.
Awesome. Love it, guys. Thanks for joining us on today's podcast. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye.